Hi, Sean.
I talked to you yesterday.
Good. You are fantastic.
Thank you.
Yes. A great host. Show is great. Listen to his show.
Absolutely, 95.5.
One mic.
Hey, Shelley Winter Show live, local, topical, and relevant. My friends, let's get right to it. Your friend, your boy, your favorite talk radio host is in the middle of a brutal war between candidates. And I've got to tell you, my friends, it's heating up. So let me set it up for you. Let me set it up for you. Our candidate who was on our show, who I like on a personal level, I think this guy is a good dude, right? It's a good dude. Rick Jackson, he's running for governor. We had him on the show, and I told him on the show, and I told him that, I personally, I think you're a good dude, right? He's a good guy. Good backstory. Came up from nothing, built a $3 billion business, and a very nice guy. When you meet him one-on-one, he's a good guy, right? So anyway, he was at an event yesterday or today. I'm not sure. I think it was probably yesterday. I'm not sure. And he made the comment. I'm going to read to you the comment. This is per Greg Bluestein, and Greg Bluestein tweeted this out. Asked whether he would participate in a debate, Jackson said, meaning Rick Jackson, said he's still considering invites. I'm going to get back to that sentence. Here's a quote, if the debate actually matters to people, and I've been told they don't actually change things, I'd be willing to debate anybody about anything that was necessary. That's what he said, according to Greg Blustein's tweet. If the debate actually matters to people, this is what he said when he was asked whether he would participate in a debate. He said, if the debate actually matters to people, and I've been told they don't actually change things, I'd be willing to debate anybody about anything that was necessary. So let's go with the first part of that sentence. If the debate actually matters to people. So I posted on my Facebook page, wow, I guess Mr. Jackson, who I personally think is a good guy, doesn't think the Georgia Black Republican Council or Shelley Winter matters to people. Because he agreed to come to do our debate, which is this Sunday at the Southwest Arts Center at 3 p.m. He agreed to do our gubernatorial debate and then pulled out. So I guess someone told him that our debate doesn't actually matter to people because he said he's still considering invites, but if the debate actually matters to people. So because he's not doing ours, he was doing ours, he pulled out of ours, he must think that our debate doesn't actually matter to people. That's clear what's being said here. I'm not mad now. I'm just explaining to you. That's clear. If you say yes to a debate, based on what you're saying here, if you say yes to a debate and then you pull out of the debate, clearly it didn't matter to the people. Now, I would argue that a debate does matter to the people, and the time to debate is within the primary. Because no one's made up their mind. You could see in the polling, people have not made up their mind. The last poll had 30% of people undecided. So clearly, it has to matter. So if you're people that you're paying a lot of money to, you're dropping $50 million in this race, you're paying a lot of people a lot of money, and they're telling you that debates don't really matter, and this is what he says, I've been told they don't actually change things. Then the 30% of undecideds, how do you expect to change their minds? 30% of Republican primary voters are still undecided. So where do you change their mind? Oh, I know, you run ads. I know, you send flyers. You send mailers. That's how you change their mind. So I get something in the mail that says, hey, vote for Rick Jackson. Oh, okay, that'll change my mind. I hear an ad on the radio. Oh, I'll change my mind. So going to a debate with the other candidates and having people be able to see your policy versus the other guy's policy, that doesn't change people's minds, but consistently sending money. So, Mr. Jackson, I know this is not you. I know it's your people. Your people are giving you bad information because they can't make money off of a debate. Oh, Shelley, don't tell the people that. Oh, Shelley, come on now. You're calling into the question the motives of campaign consultants. But it's true. Who would tell their candidate not to debate? Who would tell their candidates not to debate? I know a consultant or consultants who, one, don't think that person's good in public, or two, can't make any money off the debate. See, you can make a ton of money off of mailers. You can make a ton of money off of campaign ads. You can make a ton of money off of TV ads. You can make a ton of money off of radio ads, but you can't make money off a debate. So we'll tell them not to debate. Yeah, I said it. If the debate actually matters to people, then if you don't show up to a debate you agreed to show up to, then the people don't matter to you. That's what you said. That's clearly what you said. I posted that on my Facebook page, and you see the number of people said, that's not what he meant. That's not what he said. And I thought to myself, that's exactly what he said, and that's exactly what he meant. I like Rick Jackson. I think he's a good man. I think he's an honest man. I think he really wants to do what's best for Georgia. I really do. I think he's got bad advice. He's been getting bad advice since the day he dropped his name into this race. Horrible advice. Burt Jones has already locked up the pro-Trump lane. Why would you run a race and run all your messaging, talk about being the Trump-like candidate? Why not carve out your own lane? You've got enough money to do it. Why not go after the Carl Raffensperger lane? Why would you go after the front runners lane? That's bad advice. Anybody could tell you that. I don't have to be in politics 25, 30 years. I don't have to have run major candidates for election. I can tell you that as just common sense. But then to tell them not to debate the one debate, the Georgia Black Republican Council debate this Sunday will talk about issues of importance to Georgians, but particularly of importance to African Americans. We're going to have Democrats there, moderate Democrats. We're going to have Republicans there, Trump Republicans, MAGA Republicans, never Trumpers, all a slew of different people there to the tune of over 400 people will be in that room on Sunday. And someone told you on your team, don't show up? And then it's backed up by this statement? No, we don't matter. So don't be surprised, Mr. Jackson. Don't be surprised if you do make it to the general, that many of us, including myself, say, I didn't matter in March, so you don't matter in July. You don't matter in November. And don't tell me, well, Shelley, he's a Republican, you've got to go with the Republican. No, I don't have to do anything. I go with the people that respect me. If you're running for office and you want my vote, you must earn it. You don't just get to say, oh, you don't matter. No, it doesn't work like that with me. I don't know how you guys were raised. I wasn't raised that way. Let me read to you, though, how I'm in the middle of this fight now. I don't know how I feel about this, but the Democrats have even drawn me into this fight. This is from the Georgia Democrats. Today, Dr. Barbara Campbell, chair of the Democrat Party of Georgia's African American Caucus, released the following statement after it was revealed that Rick Jackson had pulled out of an upcoming Republican candidate forum focused on issues facing the black community. It's shameful that Rick Jackson couldn't be bothered to leave his multi-million-dollar mansion to come to a forum focused on issues facing black Georgians. How can he expect to lead our state without giving us the time to let us know that where he stands on critical issues? This should make it crystal clear to everyone that he'll always ignore the needs of the community. That's why we must remember the power of the people is always stronger than the people in power. We must always use our power. Then they go on to mention me. It's kind of cool, kind of not. Event co-sponsor Shelley Winter revealed on his show that Jackson had pulled out of the event, which is set for Sunday, March 29th at 3 p.m. in South Fulton. Winter strongly criticized Jackson's decision, saying that if you're serious about running the state of Georgia, you need to be available to go into every single room available to you. And I would say that to everyone. And let me say this to those Republicans who would say, well, Shelley, How many African American Republicans are there? Well, I know there'll be 400 different diverse people in this room, but let's go beyond that. Every single Democrat running for governor, from Ruah Warman, who dropped out, to Keisha Lance Bottoms, the front runner, Michael Thurman, Jason Estevez, all of them showed up on a Shelley Winter show to be interviewed by me. Every single one of them knew I wasn't going to vote for them. But you know what they wanted to do? They wanted to talk to you, the audience of the Shelley Winter show, because they know this audience is very diverse. And so they said, yeah, I'll go on your show, Shelley. I don't need to convince you to vote for me. I want to try and convince the hundreds of thousands of people that are listening to you to vote for me. And every single one of them showed up. Do you know there's still a Republican out there who has not shown up on my show because he's too scared, because he says, well, you've already made your decision, but you're not talking to me. You're not trying to convince me. You're trying to convince the people who listen to me. This is why we'll lose, ladies and gentlemen. This is why we'll lose. Because as Republicans, we all want to be Trump, but we're all not willing to do what Trump did. Donald Trump never turned down an interview, an event, or anything. He went everywhere. As a matter of fact, the really knowledgeable pundits always question, why is Trump going into Detroit? Why is Trump? Remember, they said that. Why was he? Because he wasn't afraid to go everywhere there was a potential vote to gain. And what did Trump do that Republicans were never able to do? And all their talk about expanding the tent, spending money, investing, what was Donald Trump able to do? Get 20+% black male vote, because he went after every single vote. But everybody wants to be Donald Trump, but no one wants to work like Donald Trump. No one wants to go into every room like Donald Trump. But you want to expand the party. Whatever. We'll be right back. It's the Shelley Winter Show.